Hey, happy Monday, Sales Director Corrin Cresci. Okay, so today's the last day to get your order placed in order to be guaranteed delivery by Christmas. You know, this can apply to your own self. Sometimes we're so busy during the holidays, making sure that our sales are high and having holiday open houses. Our inventory maybe gets a little out of whack. And all of a sudden we can find ourselves without our favorite rose lip liner or our foundation shade because maybe we were busy matching foundations for other people at our parties, and all of a sudden, can you tell what happened to me this weekend? So, you know, your own face matters. So make sure that you get in there today if you want to have guaranteed delivery. So what else is happening today? Well, today's the last day for the Star Consultant Program, quarter number 2. And, you know, you may have a stretch or you may have a ways to go. I encourage you during one of the most profitable selling seasons of the year to make that stretch. Do whatever is within your power today to close the gap on where you need to be, especially if you were a Star Consultant in quarter 1. Because as a reminder, this year the company is doing an all-star prize. They haven't done an actual gift for a couple of years. And I know a lot of us really enjoy end of the year going to seminar and receiving, a piece of a collection of a handbag, designer handbag, as a thank you. It's a tangible way for the company to reward us. Many of us are very excited for the gift to be back this year. And so I just encourage you, don't fall off, especially if you're on target for All-Star for the end of the year, 4-quarter star. Make today count if you need to. And then the last thing I want to say, which would be today's also the last day for trying not to be dramatic. Life as we know it in Mary Kay. Today's the last day that everything's going to work the way we know it to work. Tomorrow, as a reminder, nothing. Maybe some things will work. I don't know. But tomorrow is pretty much an offline day in terms of Mary Kay. And then the 17th on Wednesday is when the change takes place. And that's really what I wanted to say about today's message is there's a lot of uncertainty with change. We can all acknowledge that. Mary Kay did a soft rollout of information, I believe, starting in August or September. And as each soft rollout, new video, new FAQs came out, perhaps instead of it rolling out where it all then became clear, I think along the way we just came up with more questions. So the soft rollout has indeed produced, I think, more anxiety for some. A lot of us don't like to sit with unanswered questions. We'd like to just know. We want to know, well, what about this or what about that? And then we come from such a helpful, collaborative environment in Mary Kay. Then, I think what's happened is everybody wants everybody to feel good and positive and pink and sparkly. And so there's just been a lot of chatter with lots of people chiming in to any question that is asked that is giving people, a lot of people have been giving information that maybe even isn't correct. And they were not doing it intentionally, but it's created a lot of confusion within the sales force. I'm just acknowledging that. It's just an observation from my own consultants, from my own offspring sales directors with their own questions. And here we are. It's coming. All of our answers are coming, is my point. We finally have gotten down to the time frame where the unknown shall be made known. Eventually, within a couple of days, by the 17th, 18th, if you've got an order to place, there's so many unknowns that will be made clear over the next few days. Like, aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? And if you're really, really struggling with this change that the company's making, I just encourage you to, especially tomorrow when there's nothing we can do on the In Touch page, I would encourage you to sit with that uncomfortableness and just ask yourself, like, okay, what is it that's really bothering me? Because a lot of times it's not the fear of change, or it's not the fact that the company's making changes. I think we all know that change is inevitable, especially in our business. So I don't think it's change so much as oftentimes it's a feeling of loss or a fear of loss. The change is going to produce fill in the blanks. And our minds tend to go negative. We tend to only think worst case scenarios. And I've seen a lot of them in the Director Tips Facebook group, or just lots of places where the mind has gone to a very negative, dark direction very quickly with the company making these changes. So tomorrow, I just would say, if that's you, be a little contemplative tomorrow. Be prayerful and let your mind then wander to your God-given imagination side, which is, what if this ends up being the best thing that ever happened for our businesses? So that way you're not feeling lost from the change, you're not feeling dread for what's to come, but you have a sort of anticipatory feeling of, what if we look back on this in 3 months, 6 months, a year, and be like, oh my gosh, the company was so right. This is so much easier. Our team building has grown. Our production, our volume is larger because of e-commerce, tiered discount structure. Like, it could go either way. I'm choosing to believe it's going to be in a positive. The company has always made positive changes for us. And so take a deep breath. I think we're all going to be okay. Sometimes it's a little messy in the middle, and that's where we are right now. But, wow, what a bright future I believe we have coming. So lots to do today. Change is on its way. We're all going to be okay. God bless.